watching Money on Main Street. Let's get right to our CEO sit-down segment. Today we're joined by entrepreneur and author Rob Basso. He owns the largest payroll firm in the New York metro area, Advantage Payroll Services. We're glad to have you on our program today.
Thanks for having me.
So this is such an important topic to so many people, turning your dreams into reality in terms of business world. There are dreamers and there are doers in the world. What is the #1 factor that separates the dreamers from the doers?
Well, doers have drive, and dreamers think things are going to spontaneously manifest just because they believe. And it's a big difference. I mean, to be successful, especially in today's very tough marketplace, you have to have that drive to want to succeed. And some people say, oh, well, you know, I want to have a successful boutique, or I want to have a successful whatever it is. It doesn't really matter. What matters is you have the drive to want to do that and be successful. And it's not all about the money. It's about being successful in your life. And there's lots of different things that define success.
Now, I hate that cliche, knowledge is power, because I believe that knowledge can only be power as long as there's an action plan attached to it. Talk to me about how important an action plan is toward realizing your dreams.
Planning is vital. I can say I've started at least 3 or 4 different businesses in the last 10 years, some which have succeeded and some have failed. The ones that succeeded were the ones with the best played plan. And without that plan of attack, without having the proper accountant, without having the proper attorney, without having the dream team behind you, don't think of it as being out on an island where it's just you. You have to go to the marketplace for help. And a big part of that is putting that in your plan, who you're going to go to for help and how you're going to get that help.
What if I don't have the budget to get this dream team behind me?
Well, it's good. And when I first started my first business 17 years ago, I had no dream team behind me, but I had friends, families, colleagues, and people that wanted to help. The SBA is a great place to start. If you go to the Small Business Administration, they have an entire mentoring program just put in place to help small business owners succeed.
Now, how much of realizing your dreams is fighting the fear, and how do you do that?
Well, fear plays a role in everybody's life. Fear of failure, fear of that you're not going to be able to pay your mortgage, fear that you're going to lose every nickel that you have. I just remortgaged my house. Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? You have to be able to compartmentalize. You have to be able to say, okay, I realize that there's a major risk that I'm taking, but a real entrepreneur takes that financial risk. That's the difference between entrepreneur and potentially a small business owner.
What's the most important thing if I want to be an entrepreneur? Is one better than the other?
Now, one is not better than the other. There's nothing wrong with starting a small business and having that business for your entire life potentially, and not going on to be a serial entrepreneur, starting other businesses. It's a different mindset. Not everybody is meant to be an entrepreneur. It's really that simple. It's one of the most stressful life choices that you can make, and it can be one of the most financially lucrative and personally rewarding, but you have to realize that it's not for everybody. And it doesn't mean you have to be a gregarious, outgoing person to be an entrepreneur. There's all types of entrepreneurs. There's a cerebral entrepreneur, there's that gregarious, outgoing entrepreneur, and sometimes there's that accounting, bookkeeping type of entrepreneur. It really doesn't make a difference. It depends what industry you go into.
So let's say I'm a cerebral entrepreneur. What types of businesses are ideal for my type?
Well, if you're a cerebral, I would say something to do with the technology world. If you're really great with technology and you're a great coder and you can build things incredibly well and you can sit at your computer all day and pound that out, you might want to have a partner that's really the outgoing person to be able to sell that product or service. And don't be afraid to take a partner. Don't go it alone if you don't have to.
And is it easier to become an entrepreneur on Long Island or not?
I would say it's an equal opportunity, difficult life choice. It really doesn't make that much of a difference to me. I've got interest all around the country, and it really is, no matter where you are, very difficult. The landscape on Long Island is so tough, but so it's tough in Saskatchewan, it's tough in Austin, Texas. It really doesn't matter. To me, it's about being that right individual that wants to be that doer, that wants to put their life on the line to be a successful entrepreneur.